Well, the BioDistrict is a political subdivision of the state of Louisiana, created in 2005 and really organized in 2008. We have a 15-member board made up of the four universities, LSU, Tulane, Xavier, Delgado, 4 members appointed by the governor, 4 members appointed by the mayor, 1 member from Louisiana Economic Development, and 2 from the community, Gertown and Mid-City. BioDistrict is intended to grow the biosciences industry around the university research that occurs at LSU, Tulane, and Xavier, really to kind of supercharge ourselves to be in a high-growth industry that has quality jobs, sustainable jobs, and really long-term economic growth.
What is the potential for jobs in the New Orleans area for this?
Well, based on a Dr. Richardson study, about 34,000 new jobs will be created in the next 15 to 20 years, and we give ourselves an outside of 20 years, but I'm open to do it in 15. So it has enormous potential, and it's every level. It's everything from a lab tech all the way through to a research associate, all the way to researchers themselves.
What has been the traditional base of the economy in the New Orleans area, and how can this contribute?
Well, the traditional base, if you remember, has really been natural resources. Oil and gas was here until the mid-'70s or late '70s, early '80s, and then we've gone into the hospitality industry. We've really never concentrated on biosciences or the sciences of any type. This is a break from that, and it's based on strengths that we already have. So we're learning how to commercialize existing strengths from university research like every other city, major cluster, Boston, San Diego, Atlanta, St. Louis, Houston, Birmingham. The list is pretty large. But we have some unusual strengths here because of the research that goes on at our universities.
What is the geographic boundaries of the BioDistrict New Orleans?
Well, it was created legislatively. It's about 1,500 acres. It goes from Loyola Avenue downtown up Iberville to Carrollton, North Carrollton to South Carrollton to Earhart, and then back down. It includes Mid-City, Gertown, and the location of the universities I spoke about.
What is the goal? Where would you like to be 20 years from now?
I would expect a really walkable, livable community around these employment centers where people are employed near universities, research facilities that are here by private companies, which we're already talking to, and you have manufacturing facilities, and then you see a growth of churches and schools and retail and more housing, and it's kind of a self-enabling process as it gets going.
You have a big event coming up October 23rd.
We have a huge event. It's our 3rd annual BioDistrict Luncheon. This year we have as a featured speaker Mr. Tom Murphy, who is the executive director of the Urban Land Institute.
And what is that going to be?
Well, it's great because Tom Murphy is the former mayor of Pittsburgh. It took Pittsburgh from a steel town to one that's really into the 21st century innovation economy. So he has firsthand experience how to do this. So he's going to describe the steps we have to take and why capital is important, workforce development is important, why research is important, and why all the things that we're doing are going to enable us to be that competitive.
What type of a transformation did Pittsburgh make from a steel city to where it is today?
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, the old steel mills are now infill retail areas and apartments. It went from an old town that was dirty and nasty with fumes to a clean town with ground floor retail. The average age was almost cut by a third. It is a very vibrant city. It's a clean city. It's a healthy city. It's incredibly different. They've embraced their waterfront. Their waterfront is now a clean, healthy place where people used to be wharves and dirty, polluted water. Now it's jogging paths and bike paths, and it's an entirely different city.
And what potential does that have for New Orleans?
We have the same potential, if not more. You know, the New Orleans in the 60s was a center for health care throughout Central and South America, where South American and Central American people used to come here for health care. Dr. DeBakey, who was a big principal mover of the Houston Medical Center, actually practiced at Tulane. So the potential for us is enormous. We will see the kind of growth out of the biosciences industry just based on the known science that we have that will propel us into one of the really global centers of excellence in biosciences.
If people are interested in attending the October 23rd luncheon, what should they do?
They could call my office at 504-593-6454. They can go to our email address at biodistrictneworleans.org.